Hello, Gemini. If you're hearing these words right now, it isn't random. Tonight, the energy of the universe is circling around you steady, powerful, and clear, carrying a message your heart is finally ready to receive. Something is moving closer, a quiet shift between unseen layers of space, a place where logic no longer leads and intuition begins to speak. Sometimes, we don't know why we pause on a video, why we stay just a little longer, but the soul knows. Maybe, just maybe, this is the moment when truth finds you. Not to hurt you, but to bring you back to where you truly belong. So take a deep breath, let your shoulders drop, and allow me to guide you into this journey, the one where destiny begins to speak, and the mind of Gemini finally meets its sacred reflection. The unexpected call, when logic meets fate. Gemini. Tonight, something in the air feels different. A quiet current is moving soft, almost invisible, like wind slipping through doors that have never been opened before, reaching for your heart. From deep within that layer of energy, there's the echo of a call, not from a person but from destiny itself. It doesn't ring with sound, it beats quietly inside your chest, in that subtle urge whispering, something is about to happen. The messenger behind this isn't random. A lawyer symbol of logic, reason, and truth is walking toward you, carrying documents that bear your name, as if the universe is rewriting the contract between you and life itself. Each word waiting to be signed carries the breath of justice, of a truth once buried, now fighting its way back to light. You see, life always speaks to us through the gentlest signs. A dream that feels meaningless, a glance from a stranger, a sudden stirring you can't explain. All of it is the language of the universe. And tonight, as you hear these words, that current of energy is touching you softly, but with unmistakable force. Sometimes, truth doesn't arrive with thunder. It moves quietly like a thin beam of light slipping through an old window frame. It shines on the corners you forgot, washes over the places that felt hopeless, and reminds you that nothing is ever truly lost. And right now, in the small stillness between all the noise of the world, a message rises in your heart. Prepare yourself. Justice is on its way. In the next few hours, maybe the next few days, something will unfold, a call, a letter, a door opening. But don't be afraid. Take a deep breath. Listen to the rhythm inside your chest. That rhythm is the voice of your soul. It's the compass guiding you through everything that's coming. Each breath you take is a quiet reminder you are still being led. Not every change is meant to test you. Some arrive to return what is rightfully yours. And Gemini, you've waited long enough. Now the universe is answering. Picture the scene: light streaming into a quiet room, falling across old papers once forgotten in the drawer of fate. Every signature, every seal being pressed down not just onto documents, but onto the very path of your life. If you're hearing this now, it isn't by coincidence. An invisible thread is pulling you forward into the next chapter of your story where logic meets destiny, and your sharp Gemini mind touches the sacred hand of the universe. Everything you once doubted is shifting, turning into confirmation. And when you close your eyes, in that small silence between two breaths, let your heart open just a little wider. Because there, something miraculous is waiting: a truth, a reward, a doorway leading into a deeper journey where light and justice walk side by side. Now, go on, Gemini. Let this story carry you into the next realm where the cards begin to speak in their own voice. The night feels still, as if the world itself is holding its breath. In that quiet space, Gemini, the cards begin to move, not from the wind, but from your soul calling out. Slowly, the King of Swords appears. He's not here to threaten or to judge. He simply sits, calm, composed, his gaze cutting through every layer of doubt. He represents the clearest part of you, the part that has been silent for too long. In his hand is the sword of truth, not meant to strike what's wrong, but to open what's right. Behind him, the Eight of Pentacles glows softly in gold. Each coin beats like the rhythm of time, telling the story of years gone by, years when you planted seeds in the dark, worked quietly while no one was watching, believed in the value of effort even when life itself seemed silent. That card reminds you, no drop of sweat ever falls without leaving its mark upon the universe. And then, justice rises. No longer an idea, but a living light. The scales in her hand tremble gently, as if they've just recognized your name written in the book of destiny. She doesn't rush. Justice never does. She only extends her hand, balancing what has been uneven, returning what was taken: your dignity, your chance, your faith, or perhaps that lost piece of yourself the world once broke. 3 cards, wisdom, perseverance, and fairness merge into one ancient symphony. And within that music, Gemini, you are not the listener. You are the one being called. The universe is opening the very door you once feared to touch. Everything is shifting to place you back where you truly belong. This isn't just a material reward. It's a confirmation that you've been walking the right path all along, that in a world blurred by pretense, you still chose honesty. Where others chose comfort, you chose truth. And tonight, the scales of heaven tilt in your favor. Picture the light of the Justice card spreading out, spilling across the edge of a table, illuminating the forgotten corners of your memory. It shines not only on your past, but upon the stronger, calmer, more grounded version of you, standing here now. In that glow, you realize every pain was never punishment, but preparation. It was shaping you into someone who could hold truth with steady hands. The clarity of the King of Swords, the patience of the Eight of Pentacles, the unwavering gaze of justice together, they form a new promise, a promise that the universe never forgets. That every effort, every tear, is finding its way back to you in its own perfect time. And as you listen somewhere in the stillness of this night, you may feel your heart growing warm. Not from prophecy, but from faith. A quiet faith being reborn. It's not loud, not blinding, just a small flame in an old room enough to chase away years of darkness. Let that flame guide you, Gemini. Because ahead, where the horizon softens into light, invisible hands are weaving the next part of your story, where justice is no longer just a verdict, but a meeting place between destiny and belief, bathed in the gentle glow of what's about to come. The night is still here, but something in the air has changed. Gemini, sometimes the most important things don't come from where we're looking. They come from quiet hands moving in the dark, from gentle souls patiently weaving the threads of your destiny. Right now, someone is doing something for you without saying a word, without asking to be seen. A family member, an old friend, or someone who once passed through your life for only a moment has suddenly become a vital link in the great pattern the universe is stitching for you. Maybe they're sitting in a quiet room somewhere, a soft lamp shining across a stack of old papers, your name printed on every page. One signature, one phone call, one message sent at just the right time, small things maybe, but powerful enough to turn the entire tide of justice. The universe never works alone, Gemini. It speaks through people, through the actions that seem accidental, but are written with sacred precision. And then, the Knight of Cups arrives, the messenger of the heart. He rides toward you with gentle eyes, no weapon in hand, only a silver cup symbol of emotions cleansed and renewed. As he stops, the moonlight shimmers across the water's surface, and you see your reflection staring back, a soul that has endured enough pain, enough silence, enough waiting. This is the moment of healing, not through what comes from the outside, but through remembering that you were always chosen to be loved again, to be heard again, to be seen again. A conversation may happen soon, one you never thought possible. Perhaps a family member will whisper, "I'm sorry," or a relationship once broken will quietly find its way back. Because every time justice returns, love returns with it. The universe always restores balance not only in the world we can touch, but within the heart that beats inside us. And Gemini, this isn't about money or recognition. This is the path of karma where everything you once gave comes back, not to collect a debt, but to close a circle of grace. You've helped without expecting return. You've forgiven without hearing an apology. Now the universe answers you not with words, but with action. Picture those unseen hands working for you, not one, but many. Hands of the living, of your ancestors, of loving spirits watching from beyond the veil. They're stitching the torn fabric of fate, each thread guided by faith and patience. You cannot see them, but you can feel them, that quiet warmth in your chest that reason can't explain. Sometimes, miracles don't burst through the sky. They arrive softly, in small synchronicities, an email that comes at the perfect moment, a stranger who helps you find what you lost, a meeting that seems accidental but opens an entirely new road. The universe speaks in coincidences, and you, Gemini, are finally learning to listen. And when you lift your head, the faint light on the horizon seems to whisper your name. All those quiet acts, all those hidden hands, are guiding you toward another place where truth begins to rise from the shadows, and the light itself will speak the words humanity has been too afraid to say. Dawn doesn't always arrive in blazing light. Sometimes it begins as a thin ray slipping through the fog, touching the corners of what was once forgotten. Gemini, you're walking into a time like that, a quiet unveiling, where the things that once seemed uncertain begin to take shape, and long closed doors slowly open, letting new air drift in. In the coming days, truth will no longer hide. The scattered pieces of your story will start finding their place again. The Sun card appears not only as a symbol of triumph, but as the first light breaking through years of stillness. And beside it, the Ace of Pentacles shines, a sign of new beginnings, where every honest effort is finally seen, finally rewarded. What was hidden is rising to the surface. Maybe it's a right you thought was gone, a document with your name, a secret that's been kept quiet for too long. But this time, everything revealed stands in your favor, as if the universe itself whispers, "Enough, it's time for the light to speak." And strangely, when truth comes, fear fades. The moon in your reading no longer carries the weight of anxiety. It becomes a mirror, reflecting your inner world, a place where light sprouts from old cracks. In it, you see yourself again, not as the one afraid of the dark, but as the one who's learned to smile as night slowly dissolves. Gemini, you've spent a lifetime trusting logic, needing proof for every mystery. But there are moments like now when logic isn't the lamp bright enough to guide you. Only intuition can lead the way. Trust that quiet warmth rising as you hear these words, because it's a sign your soul has already received the message. Truth is coming not to punish you, but to set you free. Let your mind rest for a moment. In that stillness, you'll hear it, the delicate sound of things rearranging. Life is moving now, softly but precisely, as if an unseen hand is setting everything back into place. Not to start you over, but to let you finally see how far you've come. The sun and the moon appearing together, a rare and sacred alignment, mark the perfect balance between mind and spirit, between understanding and feeling. When both become one, you no longer need to search outward, because every answer is already within you. And when you open your eyes after that moment of stillness, you'll feel a new kind of energy around you, quiet but strong, gentle yet deep, as if everything hidden all this time was only waiting for you to be calm enough to receive it. Now step forward, Gemini. Each step you take pulls you further from the dark, and out there beyond the horizon, where the light is spreading, something is waiting to be called by name, not by fate, but by your own soul, slowly remembering why it came here in the first place. Sometimes, life doesn't send us a question, it sends us a deadline. Gemini, this is that moment. The cards are all speaking the same language, a quiet but unmistakable message. This is not the time for hesitation, The reversed Seven of Swords isn't here to scare you. It stands like a mirror, asking you to really look at the face of fear, at the hesitation that once made you miss your chance. And this time, the universe doesn't want you to repeat that pattern. Imagine standing before an old door. Your hand has touched the handle many times, but you've never turned it fully. Now the key is in your grasp, and behind that door, the wind carries something entirely new. Action, no matter how small, is the bridge between what you wish for and what you live. Gemini, you are a creature of logic. You like to understand before you begin. But the universe doesn't need you to understand everything. It just needs you to believe enough. Believe in your intuition. Believe in that subtle rhythm your soul already knows. When the news comes, when the documents or the opportunity appear, don't let anyone make you doubt yourself. Listen to advice, yes, but keep only what resonates in your heart. The rest, let the wind carry away. Time waits for no one. It flows quietly, like a river, and only those brave enough to step into it ever know how cool the water truly feels. You've spent enough years observing, learning, fearing. Now it's time to move. When you act with clarity and faith, unseen hands will begin to lift you as if the universe itself is breathing in rhythm with your steps. And remember this: wealth, success, luck, they are not rewards, they are tests of generosity. Money is only energy, and it flows where it's allowed to keep moving. When you give with a pure heart, you lose nothing. You open another channel for blessings to find you. The universe is watching how you use what you have, and through your kindness, the flow of abundance doubles back to you. Don't fear mistakes. The only real mistake is standing still when time is calling your name. Let your heart be your compass. If it beats faster at the thought of something that's your sign, that's the direction you're meant to go. And as you take that first step, you'll realize the world isn't as frightening as you once imagined. Paths that seemed foreign begin to glow beneath your feet, each stone lighting up as you move forward. That isn't magic. It's the reflection of your own courage, your own energy made visible. Soon you'll understand. Gemini life doesn't wait for you to figure everything out before it gives you its gifts. It only waits for you to be brave enough to reach out and receive them. And when you do, in one quiet, holy moment, you'll feel the air around you shift, not loud, not blinding, but soft, like a new breath. Your journey is expanding now, and somewhere ahead, a light begins to rise, inviting you forward into the next chapter, where true power no longer lives in thought, but in the simple, sacred act of doing. Every healing story has that strange, sacred moment when fear and light exist in the same breath. Gemini, you are standing right there now. After long days of waiting, of hard choices and silent battles, something in the air around you has shifted. It's not the world outside that's changing, it's something deep within your soul, where old wounds are finally softening and a new strength is forming, like a small flame flickering in the middle of a winter night. The Emperor appears not as a symbol of control, but as a mirror of your own maturity. He doesn't come to rule. He comes to remind you that real power never comes from ruling others. It comes from mastering yourself. Every pain you've endured, every loss you've survived, has become a stone on the steady path you're walking now. And for the first time in a long while, you don't feel the need to prove anything. You simply are, and that alone is powerful enough. Beside him, the wheel of fortune turns slowly, but surely. It makes no noise, no grand display. It just moves, quietly, decisively. This turn of fate isn't random. It was triggered by your faith, your courage to act instead of fear, your choice to forgive instead of resent. When you shifted inside, the wheel began to turn, and the world began to mirror your change. In the next 30 days, Gemini, you will start to see the first miracles of this new phase. The restless nights will fade. The loneliness you carried will begin to ease. Everything will start to settle into its right place, as if the universe itself is exhaling in alignment with you. And for the first time, you'll feel something you once only believed in, that the universe truly stands with you. This feeling isn't excitement, it's peace. The quiet kind that comes after the storm. The kind that belongs to someone who's lost everything and now knows how to cherish even the smallest things. In this new dawn, you'll realize that true strength isn't found in controlling the future, but in trusting each step you take. Every step, no matter how slow, carries its own light. And then something beautiful happens. When you stop trying to prove yourself, everything begins to prove itself for you. When you stop chasing validation, recognition finds its way to you. When you act from the heart instead of fear, the world softens in return. From now on, every decision you make will be supported by the unseen hand of the universe. The hand you may not always see, but can always feel through gentle coincidences, familiar numbers, and meetings that feel destined. Let your heart grow still and listen to the sound of your own footsteps echoing differently now, steadier, slower, filled with quiet authority. This is you reborn, no longer chasing the winds of others, but becoming the wind itself. And in that still, luminous moment, another door opens ahead where the soft light of dawn meets the tender warmth of something returning to life. Love. A love not meant to burn, but to illuminate. Gemini, it's time to pause in the middle of your journey, to look back and realize every moment of waiting, every ache, every silence that once felt meaningless has been leading you here, to this very breath. The old cycle has quietly closed behind you, like a door that shuts without a sound, leaving only the soft echo of lessons learned through tears. And on the other side of that door, a new chapter opens, one where light no longer arrives to test you, but to reward you. What you once lost is returning. Time, opportunities, faith, they're all finding their way back to you, not as they were, but transformed. They carry your wisdom now, the clarity born of silence, and a new gift, the grace of gratitude. The Ten of Pentacles appears, like the seal of the universe itself, confirming that your soul has completed a sacred circle. It speaks not only of wealth or material success, but of something far greater: peace within, wholeness in family, and the passing on of goodness to those who come after you. Some rewards can't be measured in numbers. They live in the quiet peace you feel when you close your eyes, that knowing deep inside that you lived truthfully, loved sincerely, and chose to believe in goodness even when the world made it hard to. The universe never forgets a soul like that. It only waits for the right time to return everything: the right person, the right way, the right moment. And now, the karmic book opens. The page with your name glows softly, and beside it, one sentence is written: balance restored. Take a deep breath, Gemini. Feel the new current of energy moving through the space around you. It isn't excitement, it's peace, the kind that comes only when a soul knows it's finally healed. Let that breath bring you home to this moment, where you can whisper quietly to yourself, I welcome back what was always mine. I trust the timing of the universe. Because from here on, nothing is a test anymore. You've already passed. You're no longer being challenged, no longer needing to prove your worth. Now, you are being blessed not because of luck, but because you were steadfast, kind, and true to your own path. The doors ahead open softly, no noise, no rush. You only need to step forward, with the smile of someone who knows that the universe never owes anyone anything. Everything it once took from you is returning now, more complete, more gentle, perfectly suited to the person you've become. And in the warm light of a new dawn, as the world begins to hum softly around you, you'll know that something sacred has just taken place. The universe has fulfilled its promise. Now, Gemini, you no longer have to search for the light, because you have become the light.